Good morning, guys. Everybody knows who I am. I'm Chuck from Link Outdoor Lighting Distributors. Now, this is not it's not a rant. It's more of an informative discussion, a blog, if you will. But some things have come to our attention that we want to talk about. And one of the things, and by the way, we're talking to lighting professionals here, guys that aspire to be or consider themselves or are, real lighting professionals. And that means guys that are making a living or attempting to make a living doing landscape and architectural lighting. Now, we see a sort of a trend as to how guys are spending their time. And your time, guys, is, believe me, I'm 67, is the most valuable thing you've got. So how you spend it is very important. And I want to tell you guys, the ratio of time spent should be 80% on marketing and sales and 20% on whatever else you guys want to do. But marketing and sales are the two most important things. And we see it day after day. It's the element that separates the guys that really can get to the bank with a sock full of money and the guys that are struggling to make it. So marketing and sales. And if you said, okay, Chuck, then what's the percentage of marketing to sales? 50-50 to start. And if you're getting more good qualified leads than you can handle, then change it to, 60-40, 70-30. But marketing and sales. Now, guys, I myself have been, and Glenn as well, here have been highly, highly trained. Now, are we experts? We're experts in the field because we learn from guys like you every day. We learn what works, what doesn't work. But I am the most trained person in landscape lighting I think you guys will ever meet. I'd like to see anybody dispute that. I've been trained by Ziegler, by Hopkins, by you name it. I've had the training, and I've had a number of different careers before lighting. So, and most of them were very, very advanced sales, the big league of sales, you might say. So, we know a little bit about sales training. We talk to you guys every day. We probably talk over a 3-month period to 3,000 different lighting professionals, and we get a sense of what's working and what's not. We can help you. We can share with you some of the successes, some of the things that work time and time again, and some of the things that don't. So again, if you're a true lighting professional, focus on marketing and sales, and that should be 80% of your focus. Listen, all you guys are capable of and know the basics of good landscape lighting installation. For tricks and tips, heck, you can always call us. You can always call us for advice. Our answers are not the end all, but they're suggestions. We learn from guys like you. We'll be discussing different things, and just things will come up, and it triggers an idea in your head. So I'm not saying that we know everything, but we're a good reference and a good starting point for you. But the main thing, guys, is we see guys are worrying about the little minutiae of installation mostly, and that's what the next part of this discussion is going to be. Most of the guys spend a whole lot of their time as purchasing agents, and I get it. You've got to keep guys like me honest, distributors. You've got to do the best you can. That old saying of, if you buy it right, it's half sold, that doesn't apply today. Customers are too educated. They're too smart. Listen, they're looking for the one thing that the rest of the world can't provide. And believe me, I know I'm correct about this. They're looking for that level of expertise. They're looking for the lighting guy that they can't do without. Now, they can get prices everywhere, and you guys should be aware of that. So, in the same token, you can get prices everywhere. So, the other part of this discussion is find a distributor that cares about you. And I used to say find a local distributor. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Someplace where you can get to quick if you got a problem or you're in a bind. But with shipping the way it is, it's not quite so important. I would concentrate on finding somebody who answers the phone, who calls you back, who gives a damn. And you guys know the difference. Somebody who's glad when you call, no matter how many times you call. Somebody who is willing to help, who has ideas, who has product knowledge, and who can share that information with you. And yes, keep them honest. Certainly, be smart, but nickel and diamond your supplier. And I know that sounds self-serving. Well, yeah, maybe it is. But what I see is guys spending way too much time trying to minutiae 15 or 20 cents or $1 off on something. Man, if you spent that time honing your sales skills and your marketing skills, but honing your sales skills, identifying with the clients, accomplishing their objectives, solving challenges, creating challenges, or most people don't even know what they don't know. So these are the areas that will pay you 100-fold. Worrying about 20 cents on a lamp or a spark plug or something, it just doesn't make walking around sense, guys, as far as valuable time spent. So I urge you to kind of look at, review what you're doing. Where am I spending my time, and what are the things that are really productive to marketing, getting those calls, getting those leads, getting the referrals, getting activity, and then closing them, because that's the hardest part. You know what? I've got 100 guys that can put in lights. No, I've got 1,000 guys that can put in lights that couldn't sell the first fixture. And you guys know 1,000 yourselves. So we know thousands and thousands. Let me tell you something. The real successes are the guys that are the best at marketing and sales. You got to market to get those leads, and then you got to close those leads. And that's the most important thing. And going back to working with a distributor, yeah, you know what? If you find somebody that actually cares, that is glad to have you call, that has product in stock, has good product knowledge, man, it's a symbiotic relationship. It's a win-win for both of you. And at some point, let them be successful. That's key. We have always told you guys, no matter what you're doing, we want you to be successful. Whether you buy from us, buy from somebody else, you can work us over on price. I mean, we have it every day, but we want you to be successful. We'll allow your supplier to be successful, because if he is, and he's able to help you even more, and he'll bend the rules, he'll go the extra mile. If there's something in it for him. Think about how you guys respond to a customer. If the customer is constantly beating you up and chiseling in every corner, give me a free one of these, or you should do that, think how you feel. Well, it's the same relationship. So, and the other thing is, and we get this all the time, guys, try to plan ahead. Control your client when you do that's the other thing. If you're an expert at marketing and sales, then you're an expert at client control, and that's important. So we see time after time a guy who is exploring the possibilities of some job, and then then all of a sudden it's a crisis situation. It goes on for months and months of pricing, and then all of a sudden I gotta have this stuff today, and it's something that's completely oddball. So my recommendation to be successful is don't crisis purchase, and don't let your client control you in everything being a crisis situation, because I promise you guys, that is a technique. And if you've been trained as much as me, you know every marketing and sales technique, and you know when you're being techniqued. And for clients to put you guys in that bind is a technique that, well, if you can do it by this weekend, then I'll take it. No. Do what you got to do to be successful, but don't get techniqued. And guys, call us up. Let us help you. Don't have all the answers, but we've got a lot of them, and we've got a lot of them based on all the things that you guys have done in the past, have told us about, that we've learned about, and that we've experienced ourselves. Remember, it's been a while now, but I was an install guy just like you guys, an install contractor. That kind of brings me to another topic, licensing. we're not the licensed police. Do we care if you're licensed or not? Sure, but it's, we're going to sell to you, and we're only going to sell to contractors at contractor price. But I'll tell you guys, being licensed is important, and it's important for the whole landscape and architectural lighting industry. And here's why. I mean, you wouldn't hire a plumber if he wasn't licensed. You wouldn't go to a doctor or it doesn't matter. Pick it, name it. You wouldn't go to a cosmetologist or a barber that wasn't licensed. You just wouldn't, hopefully. So doesn't it make sense to be licensed? And that is a huge feather in your cap when you are licensed. So we're going to sell to you if you're not licensed. And again, we're not the licensing police. We're not going to turn anybody in. But it is an extra level of, and I've told this story a million times. Listen, I had gas lines put in at my house. Now, could I have done it? Of course. But, I've got insurance on my home. It's a little bit expensive. The insurance is very expensive. If something had gone wrong or could go wrong in the future, and they would come out, believe me, they would come out and they would inspect and they'd go, oh, well, who put in the gas lines? Whether it was the gas lines that went bad or not, who put in the gas lines? Me and my buddies on a Saturday had a few beers. Sorry, insurance canceled. Don't do it. So I use that as a sales technique when licensed guys are talking to me about how they can be more effective out in the field. And that's one of the things you guys have got to come up with a third-party story. You got to plant doubt in the client's heads if you're licensed. Now, if you're not licensed, we'll talk about it. Call me. But that's kind of it, guys. We'd like you to see you guys be licensed. I think it raises the whole standard of what we're trying to accomplish and being successful. We definitely see a trend toward the race to the bottom, and I think one of the reasons for that is that you guys are not practicing your marketing and sales skills. You're not honing and refining your craft in those areas. So your only other defense is keep dropping the price. Think about it. And we know guys that don't do that. We know guys that are consummate sales professionals that actually go to sales trainings and then they hone their skills. And these guys are the guys that are getting $30, $50, and more $1,000 per job. And I'm not joking. I'm not making this up, guys. I can introduce you to them. And will. I'll be glad. In fact, I'll be glad if you guys call me. I'll be glad to share their contact information. Call them up and ask them. So we know that that's the point of success. And we also know a lot of marketing techniques at work. Now, yes, everybody's got to have a website. Everybody's got to do some sort of advertising to get people to call you. But don't rely on any one thing. And give us a call. I'll be happy to discuss any of these techniques with you. But that's the main thing. We'd like to see you guys really spend your time where it's productive. Get with a good distributor. And listen, if they're willing to give you credit, for God's sakes, pay them on time. It's an agreement. It's a working relationship. What else can I tell you? It's got to be a win-win. It's just got to be, guys. And if you find somebody that actually cares about your success, that's a big deal. So any questions, man, you know how to reach me. I look forward to some feedback on this little discussion. Let's call it a blog, if you will, a video blog, but we'll post it on the website. And I hope you guys will take the time to watch it and call me up. If you got an opinion, I want to hear it. We'll do a follow-up based on the calls we get and the input we get. But we're here to help you, and thank you guys. Over and out.